Single responsibility principle. Ever felt your code base is behaving like that one employee who does everything? Sales, accounts, and coffee? That's exactly the problem the single responsibility principle is trying to solve. In software design, we often start with small classes or functions. But as the project grows, we keep adding just one more thing. And before we know it, one class is doing logging, data validation, and database updates all at once. Congratulations! You just created the Swiss Army knife of bugs. So, what exactly is the single responsibility principle, or SRP? In simple terms, a class should have only one reason to change. That's it. It should do one thing and do it well. Let's look at a bad example. Violation of SRP, the God class. Have a look at this report class. Looks efficient? Not really. This report class handles three distinct responsibilities, giving it three reasons to change. 1. Data retrieval. If the database connection or query logic changes, you'll have to modify the report class. Report formatting. If the output format changes, example, using CSS or a different HTML structure, you'll have to modify the same report class. 3. Report printing. If the structure or content of the report changes, example, adding a new field, have to change the same report class again. Now your single class is tangled with three responsibilities. It's fragile and hard to test. Let's have a look at a good design instead. Let's apply SRP. Define interfaces, the abstraction. Interfaces are the foundation for loose coupling. They define the single responsibility as a contract. Chapter 2. Implement the single responsibility classes, the details. Each class implements only one interface, meaning each has only one reason to change. The 3. The high-level service, the client. This class's single responsibility is to coordinate the report generation. It does not know how the data is retrieved or how it's formatted. It only knows that it can rely on the interfaces. The main method is where we decide which concrete implementation to use and then inject it. Each class has one reason to change. Clean, modular, maintainable. If a client now requires a NoSQL repository and JSON formatter, the report generator remains completely untouched. You only change the dependencies in the main method. Think of SRP like a restaurant kitchen. The chef cooks, the waiter serves, and the cashier handles payment. If one person did it all, your food would arrive cold and your bill wrong. SRP keeps your software kitchen organized. In practice, SRP isn't just about classes. It applies to functions, modules, even microservices. Each piece of code should focus on one job. When responsibilities are clear, bugs hide fewer places, and refactoring becomes a breeze. Common mistakes. Developers often violate SRP in the name of efficiency. They say, it's just a few more lines. But every shortcut adds coupling, and coupling is where maintenance nightmares begin. Remember, tomorrow's you will hate today's shortcuts. Let's recap. SRP equals one reason to change. Break big classes into focused components. Improves readability, testing, and scalability. Follow SRP and your code will thank you. Or at least, stop screaming. The single responsibility principle is the first S in SOLID, the foundation of good software design. In upcoming videos, we'll explore the others. opens or closed, Liskov, interface segregation, and dependency inversion. I'm Ashish Kumar. Thanks for watching. Give every class a single purpose and every developer a peaceful life.